Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Richmond International Speedway, or Raceway, whatever it's called now. We're ready for the Dirty Monkey Asphalt Series. It's been a long work in progress to get this one up and going, and we're looking forward to it here tonight. Very much actually looking forward to see how these guys really race. It's the first time that I have been in here for an official race. I was in here for the little practice race they had last week, I believe it was, and they did okay. And I expect the main race here tonight to be fantastic, to be honest. We got some good little drivers in here. Davey Lamont on top of the board. I mean, you could just look. There's James Windsor, Drew Cox, who's very fast, Landon Price, Travis Pryor. A lot of guys know that name. Welcome, Travis Pryor. We got a bunch of names that some guys are familiar with. Cole Rouse, he's usually a pretty good little driver himself. So we'll see how these guys react. Of course, we are at Richmond. Now, just a little information about something. These guys will take 15 drivers from the qualifying. Let's get ready to start here in just a few moments. 15 drivers from the qualifying and 10 drivers from the heat race. So there's something a little bit different, but keep in mind that we could advance from the heat race over depending on how many we got in here at the time. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, ready to go here. Let me know who you're pulling for. We got a lot of good drivers. I've seen that Travis Pryor actually connected. That could be dangerous. He's a very good race driver. We actually get to broadcast him on Sundays, I believe it is. Yeah, Sundays. So we'll see how he does here tonight. But where's it, Tuesdays? Either way, we'll be watching. So right now, drivers meeting going on. A little bit of information. More information, should I say, about this series. This is the Super Late Model Series, as you can tell. And we absolutely love short track racing, so I want to go over to some of the tracks that is coming up for you guys. That way you'll have an idea. It's a 10-race schedule. Give me just a second. I got to bring the schedule up. I actually had it up, and I kind of exited out so I could go look at the chat to make sure nobody was commenting. We are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. So if you hear me commenting or replying to somebody in the chat, just keep that in mind. It could go either way. But here we go. Your upcoming schedule for the Dirty Monkey Asphalt Series. These guys actually, I believe, run a dirt series as well, or did run a dirt series. But either way, it is Richmond tonight. Then we get really short track. We go to Lanier Speedway. That's going to be a very fun one. I like Lanier. Lucas Oil Raceway. That's a fun one. Martinsville. I'm hoping that's actually going to be at night, to be honest. I think it will be. Irwindale. So we got some really good tracks coming up. Dover, which we got to broadcast Dover a few weeks ago in another series, and it was a weird race. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of strange. Iowa Speedway, which is gonna make things very fun. That's gonna be a fun racetrack. Bristol Motor Speedway, always fun. Five Flags and then a bull ring. So there's your 10 races coming up. It ends July the 8th, but we're ready to go here in just a moment. But once again, we want to thank the awesome sponsors tonight. Universal Mechanical Service. They are the sponsor here of the series race tonight. We do want to thank them for that. We'll leave their logo up in the corner. You can see it up in the top right. And we do appreciate them for coming on board and sponsoring this race. So here we go. Got about a minute left before we get qualified here and there's a lot of nerves because I don't think anybody is set on. Usually and easily, you know who's going to be fast. I mean, honestly, you do. Or maybe it's just ancient track or something like that. So there's a lot of nerves on some of these guys to see how this series is going to go. We don't really know, to be honest. We don't know who the top guys could be. That's just one of them things that happen. But I do expect it to be some really good racing nonetheless all throughout the field tonight. So we got some good camera views and some good racing ahead coming up in about 20 seconds as qualifying gets ready to get set to get underway here from Richmond Speedway or Richmond Raceway now. Once again, let me know in the chat who you guys are pulling for, and let me know where you're watching from as well. That's one of the things I like actually seeing the most is where guys are watching from. And girls. All right, here we go. Pace lights are off. That means we are ready to go green here in just a moment. And qualifying underway now. We'll see who goes out first. Looks like Landon Price going to be the first one we get to watch here in the new series. In the Superflow number 27 car. See how he does. Off turn 4. So turn 4 is going to be the tricky turn, in my opinion. Cars can get extremely loose. But that's a turn you've got to be kind of aggressive in. So, I don't know. And, of course, turn 2, the wall kind of sneaks up on you. But turn 4 is going to be really fun to watch. As guys get ready to go through that, you can see Landon right here coming out of turn 4 right now, getting ready to put down his first lap. We'll hop over to another driver here in just a moment. As a 21.871. Willie Whitaker currently on top of the board. There's Dylan Reynolds. He jumps up to third. Chris Belt and Jason Coe, 21.813. Chris Belt, he's on his green flag lap in the number 78. Working out of turn number 4. Across the start-finish line. And a 21.829. Currently P12 for Chris Belt. Who else we got? Kenneth Reynolds. Here's the number 2. Or number 3, should I say. Sorry. Out of turn 2 this time. I like the way that Super Late looks. That's a really nice color on that. Michael Redding currently on top of the board. We've been familiar with Michael for a long time. I've known him now for a few years. But here comes Kenneth Reynolds. Cross the start-finish line at 21.822. Good enough for 15th place right now. Bob Hendry. Let's see what he can do on his second lap. Travis Pryor has not put down a qualifying effort. It looks like Bob's going to shut the car off as well. Kenneth crossed the start-finish line. Did actually improve his lap here on the second lap. And he does stay in 15th, however. So right now, here in qualifying, Michael Redding on top of the board here for the first race of the season. But we got one driver about to head out onto the track right now. We're going to look at the weather here in just a moment, too. But here we go. It's the 0-2 of Travis Pryor, who we are familiar with here on ESPN. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. Oh, no problem, Davey. Not a problem at all. Go see if you can get that win. You look really fast in practice. We'll see. Fourth right now. Good luck tonight. And Travis done it in turn 1 and 2 as he works out of exit of turn 2. Of course, Travis just killed the wall. But not sure if Pat T is watching or not. Pat, if you're watching, we'll see how your boy does tonight. Over on Facebook, guys, we got a little bit of a technical problem on Facebook, but don't worry, we'll be live here in just a moment over on Facebook again. We got 2 broadcasts tonight over on Facebook, so it's kind of messing us up over there. So don't worry, you're not going to miss much. We'll have it back up in just a second. And we'll be good to go. So give me just a second. We'll pop it back up for that. And Travis Pryor qualifies P2 here in this one. I think we're good on Facebook now. Just trying to confirm that. And 20 seconds left here in qualifying. We do want to congratulate Travis for being second, but it is going to be Michael Rainey. Sorry, I got a bunch of stuff going on right now. I'm trying to make sure everything's working on my end over here. We're live on both things, by the way, so that's kind of why it's kind of like confusing right now. With live on Facebook and YouTube, we had an issue at YouTube or Facebook, so we should be good on both now. Alrighty, so may skip this one or not. We'll wait to see. No matter what, everybody's making the field, so we're just waiting to see if they skip this. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to be able to. We had trouble like this in another series where you could not skip the heat race. Either way, it's fine. It's only a little 15-lap shootout, so you'll see the cars gridding up here. Only 7 cars taking a grid here in this heat race. No problem. Yeah, I feel like the second race is actually, kind of, or second lap in qualifying was actually faster, so it's kind of strange. Good evening again, Tim. Sorry, I was having trouble over on Facebook. We're good now. I got to make sure I share this over to their page because we had some trouble. What is up, Kyle Smiley? Good to see you, by the way. Tyler, heck of a race car driver himself. Good to see you checking in. I haven't seen you in a while. So here we go. Heat race number 1 getting underway. This is the only heat race they actually have tonight. Just because they are taking everybody in, but they would not let them advance it. So it's okay. We're watching. It ain't no big deal. More racing for us. As we get ready to watch the green flag drop off up front here in this one, it is going to be Kenneth Reynolds leading us to the green flag. This is actually going to set the rest of the field from 15th on back. So that is, or 16th on back. So that is a good thing. So the pace lights are off. Richmond's International Speedway, very fun little racetrack. A lot of guys have been familiar with this place for a long time. But there's your look at your weather here in this 15-lap shootout. 75-degree track temp. Not going to be an issue with tires. I can promise you that now, especially on these things. But the next race, the feature race, has got me a little curious on what the tires are going to do. Can we see the middle groove actually come in? Of course, you don't really see that very often at Richmond, but it's a possibility. It's something we're going to be watching. So here we go. Ready to get green flag racing here once again, or for the first time. And green flag is out. We're underway here for the first heat race of the season, that is. Kenneth Reynolds is going to be leading us down into turn 1. He's going to be clean and green right now, leading by about 2 car lengths. So I'm making a car length and a half. And as soon as I say that, the 78 of Chris Belt closes that gap in. We can actually hop on board with Chris as he gets a little bit of a bump. And there you go. Around it goes. And will that bring out the caution? Right now it will not, as we stay green. Not sure exactly what happened there with Chris, but we'll see if we get a replay as he drops through the grass. It looks like him in the 27. It looks like the 27 of Landon Price came up just a little bit. Hard contact there for the 78 as he does go up into the outside wall, comes back across the track. Luckily, nobody else got him. The 55 now getting spun, and we will stay green on that one as well. That was Taylor Welch that got the bumper. And I'm trying to see who gave him the bumper on this one. It looks like the 23. Travis Boyster gave him the bumper, so Kenneth Reynolds is just driving away now. He has no issues whatsoever behind him. I mean, you can see this is just a heat race 1, so that'll be pretty interesting with him actually driving where he's driving into the corners out. So they're not exactly driving on the bottom groove, especially in turn 1 and 2. Really, even in 3 and 4, they're not exactly super low into the corner. They're not right on the outer line like we see a lot of other guys. Everybody is spaced out here now over by a second in each category. So you can see, as soon as I say that, I lied. Bob got in some of the apron there as well. He is currently in P5 at the moment. Hop on board here and ride around Richmond with our race leader right now, Kenneth Reynolds. 9 laps to go into turn 1. I think going to be saving that right front is going to be pretty crucial. Actually, I think probably both sides, probably both right sides, I would say pretty big. If you don't burn up the right rear, you should be pretty good here as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that really pays out. But there is your onboard cam on shot of our current race leader. Second place. Joseph going to be able to take that spot for now. Here comes Travis looking back to the inside. Another back stretch. Painting some cars, so I got you on my... Hey! Thank you very much, Kyle. You painting some cars for Friday, I'm guessing. Of course, Friday night we have the Super Speedway Series back in action for the iRacing East Series. Chase races right now going on over there, so that's going to be fun. And of course, Mondays we got... Where are we at on Monday again? Martinsville. Good little battle here, though, for second. With 5 laps to go. We're coming to 5 laps to go. I love looking at some of these super late model paints. To me, some of these paints on super late models look so much better than what's on the other cars. I mean, some of the road cars look amazing as well, but I love the way some of the graphics and stuff is. We had somebody go super high. It was Travis that went super high. Actually, may have got some of the wall. But I love looking at some of these paints on these super lates. They just look super... really clean. 4 laps to go for Kenneth Reynolds as we get set to go 100 laps here tonight for the feature race, immediately following this race. Of course, we're doing simul broadcasting here tonight. We actually got 2 broadcasts going on right now on ESPN, both on YouTube and Facebook. We got the Top Fuel Racing League IndyCar Series, and then, of course, we got this right now taking place as we see Kenneth Reynolds coming to 2 laps to go. Everybody's spaced out. I mean, we can still say second's kind of close. It's about 4 tenths, a little bit, maybe 3 tenths separating these 2 guys. So, white flag going to be out this time for Kenneth Reynolds, who I wonder if he learned anything in this race that's going to help him for the feature race. If I can pull him in, maybe I can grab him and find out. Off turn 4, Kenneth Reynolds is going to pick up the victory here easily in heat race 1. Here's the battle for second, though. Joseph Atchison going to be able to hold on to that. See if I can bring in Kenneth Reynolds. Maybe I can find him. As the fireworks go off, that means one thing. It is time to get ready. I don't know if Kenneth is actually in TeamSpeak, so that's all right. Michael Redding going to be starting on the pole. There he is. That number 30 super late model. See if I can grab him, maybe. Nope, I do not. Let me just do this. I'll just move down here. Oh. Michael Redding, he's Adam Chapman at ESPN. You got me? Yeah. Starting on the pole, man. How big is that at a place like Richmond? Super late model, it's a little bit bigger track than what we're normally used to, but is that, starting on the pole pretty important here, especially at a short track?
I mean, it can be. I mean, track position's always going to be important anywhere you go, and From that practice race we done last week, it definitely showed that you needed to be up front.
You got your teammates in here for Mr. Evil Motorsports. How important is that to have at a super late model track? We know on like Talladega and stuff it's pretty big, but how is it on these short tracks?
It's always good to have some communication and know
Right.
what's going on in different areas of the track during the race. So getting feedback from them is always important.
Hey, man, new season. Go put it in victory lane and see what you can do.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it, man.
buddy. So there we go, and we get set to go green here in just a moment for Michael Redding and the boys, as I'm going to start calling them now, because I don't know what else to call them. So anyway, he's got a handful starting beside him, though. I'm going to be honest. Drew Cox is up there. John Fowler said he was faster. Now, I'm anxious to see this because he was fourth in final practice. He didn't qualify great. He qualified sixth, which is still not bad. Hey, there's Pat T. I was wondering where they was. And Jason Pat. Man, we got all the boys coming in tonight from every league. That's awesome. I like seeing that. Jason Pat, for the owner of the iRacing East Series. It runs on Fridays and Mondays. NASCAR Series and Super Speedway on Fridays and then Cup Series on Mondays. We got Pat T, by the way, who painted that O2 car. Good to see her in here supporting Travis. Good to see you, by the way, Pat. As we get ready to go green flag racing here. First race of the season, sponsored by Universal Mechanical Services. So here we go. A lot of nerves probably on some of these drivers, honestly. You don't know really who you're racing against, but the pace car's in. Green flag out in the air. We're racing here from Richmond Raceway. And Travis Pryor kind of got shuffled out early, and he falls back a little bit. Back to, I'm seeing P3. Make that P4. He's running side by side right now with a 40 of Davey Lamont. And Davey was really fast in practice. We may have a wreck going on behind him, and a caution may come out. The caution does come out. And we will see who that is. Actually, upside down. It was a 39. A Matthew Beamish, I believe. Now, this was Jason Coe that was on the outside. I think they tried to dodge the wreck, and I think Jason actually clicked the 39. Yeah, a little bit of, maybe a little bit of arc break in there. I'm not quite sure. That's not going to make 39 too happy. Both of them had it missed. And Jason not putting on the brakes. So, first caution of the race comes out here early. Definitely not super surprising. You know, it's a new series. It's going to take some time for these guys to get used to each other. But either way, like I was saying earlier, I've had experience with a lot of these guys before. I've caught a lot of these guys actually in this race. I was sent the driver roster, and I knew a lot of like Michael Redding. I've known him. Actually, Michael Redding was in the first ever race I broadcasted, I believe, officially broadcasted. So, and that's who's in the lead right now. So that's pretty cool. David Lamont, I broadcasted him a couple times. Travis Pryor, of course, I broadcasted before. I think I broadcasted Drew Cox and Cole Rouse. And I'm curious about Matthew Beamish. I wonder if that... Oh, I hit the wrong button. I wonder if that could be Mike Beamish's... I wonder if he's related to Mike Beamish. Possibly. We get to watch him as well. I've broadcasted Jason Coe plenty of times. But either way, pace lights are still on here in the pace car. We did not get a look at our weather for the actual race, so let's just, you know, pop that up. 75 degrees. It's going to be perfect. Just sit here reading some comments on the chat. Well, we're keeping in mind we are live on Facebook and YouTube here again tonight. I got 2 simulcasts going on. It's always fun to do. With Sam Cooper Bennett, the owner of ESPN, he's broadcasted over for the Topfield Racing guys. But keep in mind, once we actually leave here from Richmond, we go to Lanier, I believe is what it was. And you want to talk about some short track fun, you're going to see it. Lanier is one of my favorite racetracks. So we are double back up. Here we go. Ready to go back green here on lap 6. As pace car takes the left. And we are green flag here once again. Super late models in action from Richmond. Travis Pryor. Look to the inside. Davey Lamont. Davey's done a good job. He actually restarted third, I believe, that time. And Travis Pryor going to get sent around. Now, caution's not going to come out for now. He did not actually get the wall, so he will be able to continue. And no damage, so he's just going to have to work his way back up. Plenty of time to do so. We'll keep an eye on it. But back here, there was a big cluster as we watch the battle right now between the 55 and the 28. This is Trevor Welch and Joseph Atkinson. This is for 13th. And Taylor Welch is going to be able to take that spot. Oh, a little bit more contact right there. A lot of guys making a little bit of contact. Here, as you see, the 51 of Cole Rouse with some damage on the front of... I don't know if I broadcast the Cole or not, actually. Look at this mess. Crazy stuff going on back here. Jumping up front, pretty much single file as you take a look now at John Fowler. He's running right in 4th place, right in front of Doug Ruth, who's currently 5th in a very awesome looking 43 paint scheme. That's a good looking ride. I like that. Got some chrome mixed in. That's a really nice looking car. Up front, by the way, David Lamont just took the lead away from Michael Redding. So Lamont, who was fastest in practice, jumps to first now. Michael Redding falls back to second. A little bit of an information update on Travis Pryor. We know we got people pulling for him. You see a little bit there. And that's not going to affect this car whatsoever. He'll be perfectly fine. He just needs to catch a little bit of a break here and get a caution. He'll be back up inside the top 5 here soon. Actually, that car is nice too. This is John Fowler. I like love the look of different cars, man. I'm telling you. Cole Rouse putting some pressure here on the 94 of James Windsor. James currently in 11th. Cole Rouse backing up the corner a little bit. Oh, a little bit of a blink issue there. Okay. We're right on board right now with the 51 car. And like I said, it's going to be very curious. And you see already the car getting a little bit loose here for Dylan. It's going to be curious to see how that works out over the course of the race. Will that become an issue as the race goes on? Here's the 27 putting the pass on. Landon Price moving up now to P9. Landon's done a pretty good job. He actually started 20th. Remember, he was in the heat race that we had. So he's already moved up quite a few spots in just a short amount of time. No worries whatsoever. We'll keep you updated on any driver you want me to follow. Just keep it posted in the chat. I'll definitely follow. It might take me a minute. There's the 42. Drew Cox goes around and caution will fly. Almost had it saved. Oh gosh, pulling back out always scares me. Anyway, see what happened. I'll turn forward. We seen cars getting loose earlier. He actually got tied, it looked like. Almost had it saved. And unfortunately, that very nice looking super late model goes around. So it does help out some of the drivers, such as Travis Pryor, but pit road going to be open. And we get the beauty of following along here on pit road. And as soon as I say that, actually, can we pit for tires? I need to check to make sure of this, because I cannot remember if we are allowed to pit for tires or not. A lot of leagues do not allow that, but we got cars on pit road. I wonder if they're just coming down to take damage. We'll find out. It's the 84s. He's just coming down. I'm saying he's probably coming down to get damage. Oh, he is taking tires, so there you go. Drew Cox also coming into his box. Remember, we've seen him have some trouble. Chris Smith. Yep, tires right there on Drew Cox's car. Travis Pryor is on pit road as well. And looks like he's taking tires. So we're going to try to get some interviews actually during the race at some point tonight. I don't want to do it right now where it's too early. And you got to be careful sometimes. Some guys don't like to be interviewed in the middle of the race, and I understand it. So we'll wait and see here in just a moment. So David Lamont in that number 40 car going to be leading us back to the green now. And as he's choosing the high line. I like the paint scheme though. Not going to lie, that's pretty nice. You did a good job. I like the purple on that. And nope, he's not choosing the high line. Pace light's still on. So I'm thinking this track temp actually may be set as well. Maybe not at 77. So it has heated up a little bit since we went green flag racing. So it does change. I was curious if it would change or not. I'm anxious for next week when we head to Lanier Speedway. That's the first track I ever got a win at on iRacing. And actually, when I did it, I was actually using a controller, Xbox controller. I got my first one in like 3 days on iRacing. And Still remember that win. It was very fun. It was street stocks. Don't use a controller, by the way, if you join iRacing, just FYI. It's never a good thing. Alrighty, so that means we're ready to go back. Green flag here as Lamont on that inside. I'm curious about this 4. Jeff in that 4 car. We'll find out how he does. Green flag out of the air. Let's go fan cam. Battle right now might be for that second spot. As Jeff was looking to the inside. As they work off turn 4, down the backstretch. We got some turn it up for you guys too. We don't do that very often on super late models. I am going to try to bring it in here. We won't do like we do on other series or iRacing East where we go into the rooms, but we do got some turn it up cams for you as well. So that'll be fun. We'll do that around lap 50 or so. And it's loud, I promise. See the 4 car right here stuck on the bottom, getting passed by the 43 of Doug Roth. Doug has done a good job. He moves up to 3rd now, clearing Jeff. We got to jump back a little bit. So how about some side-by-side action back here? This is the 78, put the pass on the 55. Chris Belt, Taylor Welch, and then Chris Smith in the 1 car. Travis Pryor right here in the middle of all this as well as they go 3 wide. And, oh, there's a bump from the 19. And the 19 blinking there a little bit. And Travis just basically backed off. That could have been very bad. Travis is it's the veteran coming out, man. That's where you know guys have been racing for a long time. Just backing off of it. Up front, side by side. Jeff wanting that spot back. Love the green on that 4 car. And that number at chrome. I love these 2 paints on both of these cars. Hey, Jason, this right here is what we need to do to get guys moved up to the Cup Series where you got so many people. This is how you can get them to move up into the Cup Series. But here you go. Doug Ruth off turn 2. Going to be able to take, or fall back to 4th, actually. Jeff takes 3rd away. Yeah, I was approached about this series. We got a yellow. I'll tell you the story here in just a moment. Not sure exactly where the yellow is. I don't think it's a 12. All right, here it was the 19, maybe? Let's see. 19 to the 78, right there. That's what brought out the caution. It's weird that everybody's out of caution nowadays in iRacing. Used to, that would never bring out a caution. Just going to be honest, because your car's still going in one direction. It happens now. But either way, so I was approached about this, about broadcasting the Dirty Monkey series, which I love the name, by the way, a few months ago. I would say about 2 months ago. And honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. I just, I'm kind of downsizing on broadcast a little bit right now, as we got some cars coming down pit road, and the big mover right there is the 4 car coming down pit road. And some other cars staying out, but that's your highest runner, Jeff, coming down. He definitely would say he's going to take tires, but yeah, when I was approached about it, I was like, I don't really know, because I got all this other stuff going on. I'm trying to downsize broadcasting. But I started looking at it. It is super late models. It is short track, and I've been wanting to do that. So I went ahead and took it. And honestly, I think it's definitely going to be a good partnership, honestly, between us and them. And John Fowler is a really nice guy. He keeps me updated on everything, which I love. As a broadcaster, I like being kept up to date on stuff because it helps me whenever I get in here for the broadcast. So very anxious to actually be able to call the races as this goes on. Yeah, so that'd be neat to do. Of course, we'll try to get the winner of the championship on our podcast and stuff like that. Over on Trackside Racing Network, we'll try to have him come in and talk and all that good stuff. We'll have to wait and see, but still a long way to go before we do that. He'll be completely fine. Yeah, he's already up to 10th again. There you go. That's not going to affect it here. It might affect it here a little bit more than what it would like at Lanier, but honestly, nah, he'll be perfectly fine. Tennessee Backwoods Racing. Of course, that's his team, I believe, that he's on. So, and of course, since Pat T's in here, we gotta look. He took it off. I don't see it no more. Suppose they paid about Pat T. You gotta yell at him for that. Travis is becoming one of my favorite drivers. I'm not going to lie. He is fun to watch. So we'll wait and see. I think we're about to double back up. I believe. When I seen Richmond on the schedule, this was going to be one of them races where it's a lot more wide open. So it's a lot faster track than what we normally go to because, of course, we go to a lot slower tracks like Lanier, Martinsville, places like that. Richmond's a pretty fast short track. It's going to slow way down next week when we do go to Lanier. But we do actually head to Dover in a few weeks. I think on week 6, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to make things pretty interesting as well because Dover is a very tough racetrack. Raced a lot in Nashville, real life late model drivers, and he wanted just a spotter on the back. Ah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense now. So we are coming back to one of the green. What is y'all's favorite short track in not only iRacing, in real life? I've asked this question before on the broadcast. What is your favorite short track? I'm kind of biased to Bristol just because it's my home track. But honestly, if I was to pick one of my favorite local short tracks, like smaller hometown tracks, maybe Southern National. I got to think for that place. I don't know why. It reminds me of a mini Bristol. Don't really know why. Honestly, it don't even really resemble Bristol because it's a low-line track and all that. But I like Southern National, and I like South Boston. I think that's a very fun racetrack too. Richmond is one of your favorite tracks to race. Richmond is a great track. I love racing in the truck series. Green flag back out. As everybody pretty much single file up inside the top 5. Let's go back here a little bit further to Kenneth Reynolds. We got one to reckon. This may bring out the yellow. He's sitting on the track. That was actually Joseph Atchison. Now he's sitting there. He is rolling. He's got to get back rolling. Not quite sure what happened to him. As the yellow does come out this time. It looks like Matthew Beamish went around here in just a moment as well. You'll see that here. So right here, you'll see the 39 have trouble. Right here as he was closing on some of these other guys back here that kind of stacked up in front of him. And, there was another wreck. Oh, he did not see that. That is Willie Whitaker that got hit. Man, watch this. Well, the 94 and 37 make contact. Right there's the hitting the wall. Oh! And Beamish just did not see him. That was probably one of the hardest hits we've seen in a while, honestly. Let's actually hop on board if we can. If I can find it in time. Oh, that's why. He just did not see him because the other cars, where they was high in front of him, you can kind of see it's kind of like a blind spot. Right here, he couldn't really see into the smoke. By the time he noticed it, it's just too late to turn down track. That's a hard hit. Tim, you've been on iRacing a while. You know that's a hard hit. So that brings up the caution once again here for Richmond. Nashville. See, I cannot wait for Nashville to get back going again. That is one track I'm really looking forward to seeing get back up and going. And I think iRacing is going to have that track eventually, right? There's somebody on here that watches iRacing or follows iRacing quite a bit. If I'm not mistaken, I think Nashville will be on iRacing. I may be wrong. It's going to come eventually, but. So what we're going to do, guys, here in just a moment, we're going to do something that we do on Monday and Friday nights called Turn It Up. It's basically a crank it up sound. So if you got your headphones turned up really loud, I would probably recommend turning it down just a pinch a little bit because it does get really loud. But it is really cool to listen to them, especially these super late models. They got such a whine to them anyway. I mean, you could hear it just riding on board with our leader. But we're going to do that because it's fun. And I like hearing it. Tomorrow night, I want to mention tomorrow night, before I forget, we got 2 races, both on Facebook and YouTube. Red Sox Racing League. If you are into road racing, check us out tomorrow. We'll be live at around 8:50 or so p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live for the Red Sox Racing Series. And if you haven't checked out the Red Sox Racing Series, I highly suggest you do so. It's one of the best road leagues that's been around for a very long time, like 11 seasons, maybe longer than that. It was actually founded by the co-owner of the Boston Red Sox and the co-owner of iRacing, John Henry. So it's one of the oldest leagues we get to broadcast. I love broadcasting. It's one of my favorite leagues to broadcast. Just because it's road, it's something different. And then immediately following that, short track racing. And Todd Chase is going to kill me if he's watching, because if you're watching, Todd, you might have to remind me where we're going. But we start the chase off tomorrow in a think it was Iowa. No, it's not Iowa. He's going to kill me. I'm just going to find the schedule. It is Iowa. Yeah, so we'll be there for the first race of the chase, round of 10, getting underway. Strictly street stock, 60 laps. That's a fun race as well. So I thought it was. I couldn't remember if it was going to be on there or not. I love Nashville Speedway, man. I was hoping it was going to be there. All right, so let's turn it up here. I won't say anything for a couple laps, and you guys can turn your headphones up or down, whichever one you prefer. And we'll be right back. And the caution flag comes back out, and I seen the 4 car that was around. And remember, he was up front at one point. Him and a 78 making contact. 78 with Chris Bell. Now let's see what happened. Oh, it looks like the 4-maker came up just a little bit. Jeff coming up and unfortunately brings out the caution. Ooh, that was a dangerous place to bring out a caution, though. Right going into turn 1. That's usually a wreck, just a big wreck waiting to happen. So that brings out the caution. And nobody wants that to happen, but we'll see if there's any post-race activity here. Or post-wreck activity. And 78 coming up on the back bumper. I don't think there's going to be. He's just not happy. He's just going to drive by. Smart move there. All his cautions are helping David Lamont, though, stay out front. But we have got a new second place runner now. Doug Ruth has moved up to second. Michael Reddy falls back to third. But John Fowler and Landon Price drops into fifth. So, take it for what it is for right now. We are coming up on the halfway point. So possibly in September. See, I'm both ways. Like road racing, it depends what type of road racing it is. Short sprint races, like the Red Sox, they race 30 minutes. I don't mind them. Now, if it's like an hour and 30-minute race, it's not really for me. You know what I mean? Dirt racing, it's both ways for me with that as well, I guess. Because I could see why someone does not really get into dirt racing. Honestly, to me, it's more follow the leader than actual asphalt racing. I'm just being honest. To me, it is. You run one line pretty much, and now you do get slide jobs here and there. I like the sprint car races on dirt, like the 305 sprints, the 410s, the 360s. I like them. I don't mind the street stock races. The late model races, I'm okay. So I can't drive them. I mean, the guys that can drive them is awesome. I can't drive them. But, I don't mind the wing sprint cars. But I think that's really about it. But that's me, Where are we at, by the way? Oh, Laguna Seca. That's where we're going to be at tomorrow. That's a fun place. They got that corkscrew. That's going to be fun. So we're coming up on the halfway point here already. As we get set to double back up here from Richmond. Now, looking at the schedule, yeah, see, that's my biggest thing too with all of it. Like I like the short track stuff more. Short track's my favorite. I do like the Cup Series stuff, and the NASCAR type stuff too. But short track is just I think everybody likes short track racing, honestly. So I'm sitting here looking at the schedule. I'm trying to see how many more bigger tracks we actually go to. We go to Richmond, and Richmond's not exactly a half mile. It's a little over a half mile. We do go to Dover, which is a mile, if I'm not mistaken. And then we go to Iowa, which is not a super big track. But there's some really good races. We go to Five Flags and the Bull Ring. The Bull Ring's a good track. That's championship week. Pace lights are off on the pace car as we get set to go back green. And we'll take her fam cam. Why not? Green flag back out in the air. And I kind of missed the starter there a little bit, but it is what it is. We got a big wreck in the back right now. That's definitely going to bring out a caution. I've seen cars flipping. Landon Price upside down into 27. Sparks flying. 28 just got him as well. There's multiple cars. This was... No. Was this Michael Redding and him making contact? Oh, yeah, it was. So Michael Redding just came down pit road, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, he didn't just come down pit road. He's actually just dropped back a little bit. So let me actually get a better replay of this because I cannot tell. Did Redding come off the wall? Now this is Travis on his inside. One more look. 27 moved up a little bit there. Yeah, that's tough. Not a lot of room for the 30, honestly. I don't really want to put that on the 27, but it's definitely close. And unfortunately, Enterprise, who was running really well, not running well anymore. So pit road's open. And, well, bunch of people on it. Trying to see, I think our leader actually hit pit road. David Lamont, yeah, there he is, right there. So on that lap 50, coming down, taking some tires. 4 tire stop, I would guess. Yep, and he's done it away. Travis Pryor also came down, took tires. He's out in 8th place. So from 6th place and up, has not pitted. Make that from 5th place up now. We just had Chris Smith come down. He went ahead and came down a little bit later. I haven't really talked about some of these guys, honestly. But Frank is going to be out front. Dylan Reynolds now going to be 2nd. Travis Boyster going to be 3rd with a little bit beat up race car, but hey. Welcome to Short Track Racing. Jason Coe. What does it say? League of Tomorrow podcast. Not sure what that is. Jeff. Remember, Jeff was up inside the top 5 earlier. He was running around 2nd and 3rd pretty much all night, but he's got some damage now on the front of his car. And there's David Lamont. So the top 5 have not pitted in at least 23 laps. Then there's Travis Pryor. He has worked his way back inside the top 10. There's John Fowler, who's been running really well tonight. Drew Cox and Chris Belt. But they're all going to be chasing this guy. As we are past the halfway point, we get a look at our race summary. 6 cautions so far. And I mean, like I said before, another caution's coming out here quite a bit right now over the past few laps. It's going to change. I mean, it's a new league. It's a new series. Trust me, it's going to get better. It's just the way it is. Everybody's still getting kind of familiar with how everybody drives. It's racing. You got your tracks where you have a lot, tracks that you don't. And honestly, on short tracks or super late models, I noticed like a lot of these bigger tracks, we see more yellows than we do at super short tracks, which is really weird, by the way. Pace lights are going to be off, though, Franken at number 19 going to be up front, as Dylan Reynolds and the number 2 car going to be starting outside. Now, I do want to point out something. Frank and Dylan both stopped 17 laps ago, so they kind of got somewhat fresh tires as well, because we've had a lot of, we had about, 3 hours back-to-back, somewhat pretty close with each other. So, they don't have very many laps on their tires, honestly. Pace car is in, however. Green flag waiting. And we are green flag. And the outside stacks up pretty good there, as the 40 and the 22 makes a little bit of contact. And the biggest mover in that one was going to be your guy. Travis Pryor moves up. He's trying to take 4th away right now. Make that 3rd. He's trying to get 2 positions in 1 lap. And the 23 makes a mistake, slides up. Travis getting loose on the apron, keeps it going one direction. Does have to battle with Drew Cox here in the number 42 car. Gives up that spot to Drew for now. Davey Lamont, 23 car up to the wall. Big wreck. Caution may come out as they flip. Now, he's not on the racing surface, so the caution not going to come out. It may come out now. Waiting to see, and he does keep it going. But here's a look at Cole Russell. What happened to him? There's a 23 that scrapes into the wall, and then a 51 just washed up into him. And you got to feel bad for the 1 car. He was just minding his business. So we stay green as you see that 51 car just dog tracking all the way down pit road. And Frank's going right now, and Dylan Reynolds falls back to 4th. Jeff moves up to 2nd. Travis Pryor takes 3rd away. Davey Lamont, the number 40 car. Remember, he just pitted it as well. Wrecking behind them. And this is going to bring out a caution to 3 cars around, as Kenneth Reynolds has some trouble. Oh, he came off the bumper of the 30, it looks like. Michael Redding. Let's see. There's a little bit of contact there, and then right there, just it closed so fast. I hate putting that on Redding, to be honest, as well. Just because, he closed the gap so quick in the 3 where he got the back end checked up a little bit. And then it just, took him around. That's short track racing, though. It's about that time to double it back up again here in just a moment. I have to take a couple trips around. Waiting to see when the pace lights go off. It should be here in just a moment. So the pace lights should be getting ready to go back off here in just a moment. As we get set to go here on lap 61 right now, coming to 62, so we should be taking the green around 63 or so. Now the pace lights are off. As we get set to go back green flag this time. I've enjoyed the race though, honestly. Hasn't been bad by any means. Let me know what you guys thought about the race so far. As we get set to go back green. Pace car taking a left down pit road. Green flag out early in this one. Frank down and away. Battle right now going to be for that P2 spot. Travis Pryor trying to take it away. Keep an eye on that the 40 car. He's also trying to take third away now. Davey Lamont. Travis Pryor taking second. Lamont trying to take third. And at 43, Doug Ruth, who's been doing really well this one as well. We got some really good drivers in this series. I'm sitting here looking at these guys. They have been doing great. And if it wasn't for some bad accidents, this top 10 would be stacked right now. Ruth taking a peek to the inside. Here comes Travis Pryor for the lead. Here on lap 65, Travis is going to take the lead. And the 19 going to fall back a couple spots. Davey Lamont trying to put pressure here as well. One thing Travis is doing that I just noticed, he's that wide arc he's taking into each corner is help saving these tires a little bit. You see it right there. He's just taking his time getting up to the bottom side. Now the 40's running a little bit higher line. John Fowler back here trying to battle for the 4th position on the inside of Doug Ruth. John's done a good job tonight. He's been right around the top 5 and inside the top 5 all night as well. A little bit further back. Getting a little crowded. Jason Coe, he's going to try to take third away from Michael Redding. Sliding up in front. One thing I'll say about Michael Redding, you don't want to do that too much. He's an aggressive driver, and he does, he'll cut you a break here and there, but you do it too many times, you won't get too much of a break, I'll be honest. As one car just went around, who was that? Chris Smith. He went. No, it was not Chris Smith. That was a 27, I thought. Maybe Chris Belt. That's who it was. Now, did he have help? Let's see. Him and Redding and the 27 tags him, and that's what sent him around. This was actually a pretty good job to keep going straight. So the lead back over to Travis Pryor as he leads this race. Coming to lap 69, or coming to lap 70. So, with that said, could Travis Pryor pick up a win here in race number 1? It's going to be tough. I'm going to be honest. He looks really fast. We know that. David Lamont's really fast as well. It's going to be a heck of a race between our top 5. I'm going to be honest. All them guys right there, I think, really have a good chance. So you're going Travis? It's Joanne Pryor. I believe that's Travis's mama. He ain't had a meltdown yet, I'm guessing. So the pace lights should be getting ready to go off this time. That ambulance lights look really weird on that. Go Doug, somebody says over on Facebook. Or YouTube, sorry. Doug's done good, though. I'm not going to lie. He's actually been very impressive. I love the paint scheme on that car. It's still one of my favorite. That collar is just so good with that spec map on it. I really like that. Here we go. We're going to be going green at 27 to go. I believe. Yes. So here we go. And actually, out of all these cars that's still in here, only one car is not running. Well, that's pretty impressive. 21 cars are actually still running on track. There is a couple cars, a few laps down the course trying to get some points, but pretty impressive to see that many cars still running. Green flag set to come back out. And Travis done it away. David Lamont going to try to squeeze into second. It looks like he does. Battle right now going to be for P3. That's the 19 Frank on the inside. Doug Ruth's going to take over third place. He does. Doug moves up a spot. John Fowler to the inside of that 94. James Windsor, does take that spot away. John Fowler moves into fifth. Now trying to take fourth away. He tries to take this. Travis Pryor out front right now by about 2/10. We will jump back up to that in just a moment as Davey tries to put some pressure on. But John Fowler going to be able to take that spot away. Drew Cox trying to follow suit. Back up front to our lead. You see the distance. David Lamont looked underneath. Unable to get there for now. We look down. So right in the center of the corner. Oh, Travis gets a little bit of the wall. Caution does come out. He may have just caught a break with that one. As the 78 of Chris Belt once again having some trouble as him and Jason Coe maybe got together. Let's see. Yep, Jason tagged him and sent him around. Jason also went into the wall pretty hard. So Travis got some pretty big damage on that. That's going to change the way this car drives a little bit. It'll still be fast, but it will change the handling just a little bit. So that's going to make things pretty interesting. So I don't think anybody's going to come down this time. I don't see anybody coming down pit road at all anymore. Not unless you really need to get some damage fixed. But this late in the race, I just don't see the point of coming down pit road. Is pace lights off? No. Once again, next week we'll be live at Lanier Speedway. See where your chat looks like he just skimmed it. Yeah, I think he'll be alright. Honestly, I know there's a little bit of damage on that right front, but I don't know. I feel like these two late models could kind of take them kind of beating. For that anyway. But Lamont is really quick. Honestly, I mean, if he wins this race, he's definitely going to deserve it. He's going to earn it, though, because Travis is up front right now. But you can look around right now and see where everybody started. Doug Root started back in 13th. He's done a fantastic job. John Fowler has moved up. Anybody that's moved up is a good. Frank's done a good job. He started back in 10th. Michael Redding, he's got to be a little disappointed. He was super fast early. Taylor Welch has done pretty good. He started back in 19th, up 9 spots. So the pace lights are off. That means it is time to get back green flag racing with 19 laps to go once we get the green going again. 19 laps, and I did not realize I still have my turn it up sign on. 19 laps to go this time. I know it's hard to see, right? Like when y'all watch on Facebook, do y'all have trouble seeing the laps because of the ticker? Because where it says live, I've noticed that too. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that ticker because where it's at, I think it's kind of hard for everybody to see. Green flag back out in the air. Transpire a great restart. We're actually watching the battle a little bit further back right now with Michael Reddick, who apparently heard what I said because he just gained 2 spots in 1 lap. He's now up to 5th. Wrecking behind. Oh, the 23 just killed the wall. Watch this. And he was going again. Watch this. Heck of a save. And unfortunately, right into the barrels. That's crazy. Now, I'm going to be honest. One thing that's Travis wants, and we get another yellow, that is Travis's best friend right now. Yellows is exactly what Travis needs. And I'm trying to see what the yellow is actually for. All right here. Oh, 55 harder to wall. Did he have help from Jason Code? Jason Code, last 2. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know whose fault that really was. Let's see. High above. This is actually Cole Rouse, not Jason Coe. That 55 kind of came down a little bit and unfortunately sent the 55 hard into the wall of Taylor Welch. So, unfortunately, Taylor's actually on the lead lap, so it's not a good thing. Cole Rouse a few laps down, but yeah, he's definitely. I don't know. Yeah, Travis definitely needs these yellows. Honestly, that's honestly his big advantage. I feel like Davy's definitely faster, but the yellows have hurt him. And with Travis being able to dictate restarts, it really does help him. And a little bit of damage on Travis' car definitely ain't helping him, whether we say so or not. It's not helping him. But, you know, I'm sure he'd rather have a clean car, and Davey don't have none. So it all really depends. I mean, we've had a few yellows here. And I'm sure Travis wouldn't want to win like that, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind at the same time either. He'll take a win any way he can get it. But right now, Davey's wanting it to go green. Oh, I apologize. I said Ruth. I've been saying Ruth. I'm from Tennessee, so it's actually Roth. I do apologize. It's so hard for me to see the thing where I'm at, like my live time, and it's kind of small and kind of far away from me, so I do apologize for that. So Doug Roth is up to third. John Fowler fourth. David Lamont. Travis Pryor currently first. Coming to 13 to go. We'll see if we double up here next time. And we are going to double up. So here we go. We're coming to 12 laps to go. Pace lights are off, so time to get the tires a little cooled down if you can. Cleaned off if you can. Gonna be some good battling right here in this top 5. Maybe even top 6. Pace car's in. Green flag. Back out in the air. Somebody back there jumped the restart kind of bad, but back out in the air. Battle right now is going to be for that third spot. As we got another yellow out on track. And Jason Coe. Yeah, they really stacked up the restart back to quite a bit. Right here's the yellow. So I'm not exactly sure how this actually happened, to be honest. So let's see, the 27. Well, somebody might have been watching the outside. I don't really know. I don't blame the 3 by any means. People was going in front of him. He thought he was going. And, well, that's not good. So, like I said, helps out Travis. And I'm sure David Lamont right now is getting frustrated. He does not want Now, where's the pace car? Should be right here. There it is. This is only going to be like a 6-lap shootout now. We've had a bunch of back-to-back-to-back cautions. And like I said, Lamont's got to be kind of getting tired of the yellows, honestly. I mean, you know, he's definitely faster, I feel like. But even on that little restart, however, I do want to mention John Fowler actually jumped up to third and took third place away, so that's impressive. That quick little yellow or green flag that we actually had. So let's see if we double up yet. Not this time. All right, let's do it. So here we go. Doubling back up, ready to go back green next time by. Actually, we got to take another lap around. So this is going to be a 5-lap shootout, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be a 5-lap shootout. I thought we'd actually go 6, but it is going to be a 5-lap. Here we go. Doubling back up this time. So can Travis Pryor hang on for 5 laps over Davey Lamont? Now Davey's going to drive super hard here. The last thing Davey wants now is another quick yellow, because if he does and we get a green white checker, and with Travis being able to dictate the restart, it's going to be tough. So here we go. Pace car ready to take the left down pit road. There it goes. Green flag out. Good start there by Travis Pryor. Contact between first and second. And it is Davey Lamont hard into the wall. Lamont falls back to 9th place. Travis Pryor sees nothing but green up front. He does not need a yellow, but we're going to get one coming out. Wrecking behind. Yellow flag out of the air. The 51 up against the wall. There was multiple things that actually happened here. We're going to try to find all this out. It's going to take me a minute. Right here's your actual first contact between Davey and the 22 of John Fowler. It's close on that one. I can't tell if Davey came down or not. Now this didn't bring out the initial yellow. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, it looks like the 40 came down a little bit and the 22 was there. And that put him into the wall. Now, that wreck actually happened back here with a 78. Right there coming down on the 1, and the 51 just happened to be there as well. Right there where you see the 1 actually hit the wall, and the 3 getting into him of Chris Smith. That's what brought the yellow actually out. So, now we do get green-white checker here. I just want to point that out. We get 2 attempts at a green-white checker. So, we'll see. Really, he's got 4 wins in a row? If he wins this one, that's impressive. I'm not gonna lie, the way iRacing has made this stuff is so realistic. When certain races, I get as excited as I do in real racing as well. Because, I mean, I understand how tough it is to win on here. People say it's not real racing because it's on the computer and stuff like that, but this is about as real as you're going to get. Let's just be honest. There's no other thing that compares to it. So, I mean, I mean, it's, you know, I know real drivers, plenty of real drivers, plenty of big drivers in real life. Guys like Jeb Burton, who's a friend of one of my teammates. that we have, and he actually comes over and uses his sim rig, and he was talking about how realistic it actually is. I mean, each track is actually to the millimeter of the actual track in real life. Like every little bump that's in the track in real life is actually on here. That's pretty cool. One thing I wish they would update is the super late model bodies. I would like to see newer style bodies on the cars. Like, you know, a lot of places, because I broadcast on Speed 51 as well, and nothing against them, they cover, you know, the NASCAR heat stuff that's on console. To me, that's a video game. That's arcade racing. It's not sim racing. You know, anybody can race with a controller. You can turn damage off and all that stuff, and you have at it. This, on the other hand, you know, you don't get no quick repairs, especially in here. You gotta take what you get. Now, I'm gonna be honest. John Fowler has been really good on these restarts, same as Michael Redding. Travis is not out of the woods yet, by the way. Just want to point that out. He is going to have the advantage of having the restart zone. I do feel bad for David Lamont getting involved early. But we'll see. I mean, the restart's definitely going to be able to work in Travis's favor like it's been doing for a while now. He's been led a few laps. I don't know how many laps he's been out front total yet, but we'll find out here in a minute. So here we go. Green, white checker. If the white flag comes out, race is official no matter what happens. Pace car taking a left down pit road. Green flag is out in the air. Solid restart right there by Michael Redding. He is going to be on the inside. How about 3 wide for second? Not going to happen. Doug Roth, I apologize, tried to take that spot away. John Fowler tried to hold on. Travis Pryor still out front. Caution may come back out. This is not what Travis wants. They stay. Caution's out. Race is not official. The caution came out right before the start-finish slide. Oh, boy. Now, here's your wreck. Travis was inches away from leading this, by the way. I just want to point that out. So we're trying to find the wreck of actually where it started. I don't know if it was right here, but I seen him coming down pit road, so I'm kind of watching at 23. It was right there. So there's the wreck. Almost had it right there's what brought the caution out right there. And I mean, he was literally... We're going to be able to try to see this. I would like to be able to see the flag, man. Just a second. I'd like to be able to see the flag, man, on how close this actually was. I mean, it was close of how tight it was. Because if he would have got the white flag, I don't know if Reddy would have been able to catch him. Now, this is your last attempt at a green-white checker, by the way. So the wreck's happening there. Now, watch the flag, man. Right there. He was right before the line. He was literally not even 5 feet from the line before the checker or yellow came out. Travis got you hooked a few years ago. Yeah, it's been a blast. I've been on here now. I've been on here for about 4.5 years, almost 5 years. I love it, though. I'm not going to lie. I've been on a lot of sim games and other video games I played for years and years, but this is the one I've really committed to as much time as what I have. Absolutely love it. Crazy to believe how close that was for the white flag, though. So the pace lights, I think, are going off this time. Last chance at a green-white checker. If caution comes out, the race is over. And the lights are still on, I think. Yep, they're still on. Really? That's pretty neat, though. So, what, on iRacing? Or was it in real life? They had a thing on iRacing, I remember, where they raced figure eights at one point. A Powder Puff race. Oh, you and I race. So yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was on iRacing. So that's pretty cool, though. I remember seeing something about that. Figure eights are absolutely ridiculous. We got the broadcast one. It's been a few weeks now, but we got the broadcast one for the Western Super Series on Speed 51, and it was probably some of the most fun I've seen in a long time. There was cars flipping through the air. I had so much fun with it. It was hard to broadcast, though, because like our ticker was moving so crazy because how the cars was racing, but it was fun. So, next flag ends the race. Just keep that in mind. We're going to have the green flag, and right after that, the next flag will end the race. Whether it be a checkered, whether it be, well, the white flag won't end it, but it's either a green or a checker, or yellow or a checkered. That's going to end the race. So here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back out. Now Travis was able to get clear. Now he does got a little bit of a run here. Michael Redding going to have a little bit of pressure, however, to his inside. John Fowler trying to take that. Here comes Doug Ruth. And the 30 gets turned. The 22 gets turned. More cars involved. Travis Pryor going to win this one. Checkered flag waves. I don't know who got second. I just want to point that out. There's multiple cars involved. Here's a look down at the actual wreck. 22 and 30 just made contact. Now I think the 43 may actually got second. No. Doug Ruth got third. So Frank actually got second in the 19. So there you go. Winner here tonight. It's the checker flag waves. Travis Pryor putting it in victory lane for the Tennessee Backwoods Racing Team. 44 laps left for the O2. I can't drive good in real life. Oh, God. And Doug Ruth does finish second. And Dylan Reynolds is going to finish in third. How about Dylan Reynolds? There you go. So now we're going to try to talk to a couple of these guys. We're going to try to talk to Travis, Doug, and Dylan. We'll wait for them to get moved in. I can't move them in right now, unfortunately. We'll see if we can get them down here. That was a crazy last restart, wasn't it? That was wild. How about Travis Pryor, though? I told guys that coming in the pre-race that he's going to be one to really watch out for. We've seen him race a lot of times, and I wasn't taking shots at anybody else, but we've seen Travis race, so I kind of knew he was really good. And here he is celebrating the first victory of the season. That's the way to start your season off. As he burns the O2 car tires up. What's left of them? Yeah, I agree. Definitely place out front. Definitely where you wanted to be. So, all right. We're going to try to talk to a couple of these drivers. Hopefully we get moved in here in just a moment. Give us just a second. I don't know if I can actually move them in or not. Let's see. Where's Travis? Nope, I cannot. So we'll have to wait until Travis gets moved in here with us. And then we'll talk to him here in just a moment. Just a second, guys. We will get these drivers in here and talk to them. And we will get our interviews and stuff like that. Alrighty. So You get to look at the results over on the left side. It is going to be Travis Pryor, Doug Ruth, and Dylan Reynolds. How about Dylan, though? From out of nowhere, comes back and finishes P3 in the number 2 car. I mean, he was pretty much quiet all night. That's the thing. Whatever. I mean, he did what he's supposed to do. Frank going to finish in 5th. Jeff managed to come back and finish 4th in a 4 car. It's John Fowler after that crazy wreck. But in the booth right now, we got a race winner. Travis Pryor, you got a copy. Travis, you got me? I got you, man. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Who else is in here? Doug and I don't know if Travis is back. Can hear me yet. So anyway, we'll talk to Doug real fast. Doug, you definitely got a copy. Finishing 2nd, man, and it wasn't easy by any means. You basically had to drive through that crazy wreck and somehow made it through it and come out the other side. Not a bad night to start the season out.
No, we were happy with the 30 Monkey 43 tonight. We were a lot better on the long runs when we got them, but towards the end there, cautions kind of, as they say, bred cautions, and ended up, trying to fight back to the front. So we're happy with the second.
You started 13th. Did that affect you at all? I mean, you got up front pretty quick for the most part. Did it affect you at all, or was it something that happened in qualifying and it just wasn't good? Because, I mean, once we took the green flag, you was going.
Yeah, I historically am one of the worst qualifiers. It doesn't matter if it's this car or the Cup car or the truck, whatever. I'm not a good qualifier at all for whatever reasons, but I have pretty decent racecraft, and I can usually get to the front fairly quick.
You definitely should. By the way, I loved your paint scheme tonight, but do you want to give any shout-outs, man? Awesome drive tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'd like to thank my mother who's watching,
awesome.
My wife who allows me to do this. I'd like to thank my teammates, JC and John Fowler, and all of Dirty Monkey Motorsports, the entire team. I'd like to thank Scary Strokes Family Entertainment Center in Southern Maryland. And I'd like to thank you guys up in the booth for doing this and putting on a great show.
I kept calling you Ruth in the broadcast. I do realize that it was actually Rolf. I apologize. Somebody actually corrected me and I fixed it, but sorry about that. But hey, good job tonight, man. Honestly, second place, nothing to be down about.
I appreciate that. No problems. And we're hoping this will be the start of a good season for us.
Yes, sir. Next up, we'll talk to 3rd place, Dylan Reynolds. Hey, Dylan, you got a copy? Man, I don't know how you somehow managed the 3rd place. We talked about you a little bit in the broadcast, and you was like up and down and up and down, and your car looked pretty clean for the most part until recently, of course. But 3rd place, you started 12th. That's not a bad way to start the season.
Yeah, we're in a little bit of an upgrade right now, so we're on some older equipment, and we basically the plan was just kind of come in and keep our nose clean for a majority of the race, which I believe we did a pretty well job of, and made sitting there with me and my teammates sitting there, communicating with each other that there's probably gonna be a wreck right there on the end, and just try to find a hole, squeeze through it, and we got lucky and we found a hole and we were able to get through it.
So I got to ask you now, because we switched gears quite a bit, and Richmond's kind of a big place for a super late model. So how do you feel about taking this car and now moving over to Lanier, that is a smaller racetrack where these cars are more based on running? How do you like your chances heading in there?
I like a lot of the short tracks. They're a lot more fun to race. I feel like more racy. There'll be a lot more aggression, I think, on the shorter tracks that we do get to. We'll just kind of have to really want to play it out, and like I said, you just want to keep your nose clean and try to at least be at there at the end.
Well, the number 2 finishes at number 3 tonight, man. Shout outs and all that you want to give out.
I want to thank. First off, I better thank my wife, or she might get mad at me. But I want to thank her for allowing me to do a lot of this, and she keeps the kids, and then my family, Dirty Monkey Motorsports, John Fowler, Chris Bell, Taylor Welch at TNA Motorsports. They're a big help. My dad, give a shout out today. It's his birthday as well. Awesome. So and appreciate you guys.
Hey man, good job and happy birthday to your dad. Thanks,
appreciate
buddy.
it. Thank you.
Next up, we got our winner, and it is Travis Pryor. Travis, you got a copy?
Yeah,
there he is, man. Well, another victory, and I've heard that this is 4 in a row for you. Back-to-back wins. Everybody was cheering you on in the chat. And, man, you had to worry a little bit there at the beginning because you got turned very early.
Yeah. Like you were saying all night, new people, you got to get used to learning around each other, and I just think that was all that was right there. Just wasn't able to check up in time, and I got a little bump, couldn't save it, but early, I knew manage my tires and just be patient. I'd be able to make my way back up to the front, and I got lucky at the end there with all the cautions because that damage acted like a parachute pretty much down the straightaways, and at this big of a track, Davey definitely would have had me with all them cautions wouldn't have happened. So I hate to see that what happened to him. He definitely was faster than me right there. But like you said, I'll take it if I can get it. And I'm trying to get it the best finishes I can. See if I can get a championship.
Yeah, and that was the thing I was going to ask you next about. The cautions that definitely played out in your favor, but you got to take a win any way you can get it. So that's going to bring me to my next question about the championship. That's got to be a pretty big weight lift. We know that you're a good super late driver. We've seen it plenty of times here on ESPN. What's it like now, knowing that you came in here in the first race of the season, you were able to get the win when we actually start heading to smaller tracks, knowing you already got a win starting at the start of the season?
I think it definitely helps ease the mind a little bit, but it's a long season, and there's a lot of tough competition in here, and you can never predict how these super lates are gonna go. I race with pretty good people, and I try to get out there and race with the best people I know, the best people I can, to see what I can learn from them. So I can definitely think that I definitely think that's helping me. So I just know it's a long race, or a long season. I just got to make sure I don't drive above my head and get myself in incidents that I don't need to be to try to get this championship and do anything I can and win as much as I can.
Hey, man, good job tonight. You know how to do it already. You want to give shout-outs and all that?
Yeah, you already know. First person I gotta thank is Pat T. She's always here, Gotta thank her, my mom. She tuned in. She's always here. It's awesome. My uncle. Anyone else in the family or friends or anyone at a race online that tuned in to watch me race it. I mean, I gotta appreciate. And it's very appreciative for that. And it's awesome. Tennessee Backwoods Racing. Gotta thank every one of them. Caleb Ramsey for putting that on my car. And you still do a great job broadcasting these races. It's still awesome to hear you during these races, and Dirty Monkey for letting me in. They were full, and they were able to open the field, and I was able to get in here. So thanks to them letting me in here. So yeah, anyone that watches me do this,
you become one of my favorite drivers, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome, thanks. I appreciate that.
There you go. Winner tonight, Travis picking up the win. 45 laps led, and we talked about him prior to the race and said that we knew he would be fast. He got in here a little bit later than some of the other guys, but we knew that he would be fast, and here he is parking in victory lane, putting one in the books for Tennessee Backwoods Racing. Congratulations to Travis. But that'll do it, guys. The race itself, real fast, it's new guys racing with each other. It's going to get better, I can promise you that. It always does. We've done enough of these to already know. So, so we'll be back here again next Tuesday at Lanier Speedway. That's going to be a fun one. It should be good. So that'll do it for me, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. Y'all take care. Have a great night, and God bless.